Today I'm going to talk about how to make a common entree into a more healthy option. You know, today over half the United States is either overweight or obese, so we need to think of ways to try and increase our fruits and vegetables, to increase our fiber, and to lower the fat content and lower the calories. Really look at our portion sizes that we're taking here. So what I want to do today is, let's look at what we're used to eating. I have over here an entree. It looks like a usual entree. It even looks smaller than what you would get at a restaurant. It's about 4 ounces of spaghetti, 6 meatballs, which is twice the serving size of a standard. A standard serving size is 3 ounces, or about the size of your palm. And I also have 3/4 cup of sauce. If we look at the calorie content here, we can see it's almost 1,100 calories, and it has 100% of your protein for the day. So it's really all packed in there. So what we're going to do today is try and find a way to adjust this recipe to make it a little more healthy. So what I want you to do first is go to your local grocer, go to your favorite grocery store, and pick up a couple things. First, you're going to want to grab whole wheat, whole grain pasta. I have some here. Try to get the whole wheat, whole grain, because compared to the regular kind that you would normally get in the store, it's going to have more fiber and less calories. Also, go ahead and grab your favorite meatless sauce. This is the kind my family always gets, so this is the kind that I got here, the Newman's Own. But go ahead, since we're making meatballs, we don't need to pair it with a meat sauce, so grab a meatless one. And also grab some vegetables. Today I'm going to be using an orange bell pepper, mushrooms, garlic, and zucchini. If you want onions or any kind of squash, that'll work just as well. Anything that'll saute well and mix well with spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, so how else are we going to cut the calories? We're going to look at our meat here. I have 93.7 ground turkey, so it's 7% fat. And what that does, obviously you're going to decrease your fat content. Ground chuck, for example, has about 21 grams of fat per serving, whereas this has 8 grams of fat per serving. So it's a better option. It has less saturated fat. You can get 93.7 ground beef, but again, with the saturated fat, the turkey's a better choice. If you even want to go lower fat, you can get the 1% ground turkey, and that'll work just as well. So what we'll go ahead and start doing is we'll go ahead and start to make the meatballs. So you can just go ahead and cut open your turkey and place it in a small, medium, or medium-sized bowl. All right. All right, and then we're going to add about a half a cup of oats. These quick oats you can use instead of breadcrumbs. They're going to also increase your fiber content. And in here I have about a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan. I have leftover mushroom stems from when I chopped up my mushrooms and sauteed them for the meal today. And about a tablespoon of dried onion. We're going to add an egg. It kind of holds everything together. If you want to use an egg white, that's fine. You'll cut your calories that way. Make sure I don't get any shell in there. And we're also going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning. Okay. So what you're going to do, the next part, the fun part, mix it all together with your hands. Make sure that you have defrosted turkey, because sometimes the center stays warm or stays cool and it can be kind of hard. Okay, well what this is going to do, it's a pound of turkey breast, or pound of ground turkey, so it's going to make 4 4-ounce servings, or 16 meatballs. So you're going to go ahead and take it probably about the size of a golf ball, about this size, and go ahead and put it on a cooking sheet with parchment paper. Roasting the meatballs is a better idea than frying them, just because when you fry them you're going to be adding oil or whatever to try and do that, and that's just adding extra fat. So this way, if we roast them, we can actually drain the fat off after they're done cooking, and we're not increasing our calorie content. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do like 16 of them. You get the idea. While those are cooking, you want to put them in an oven at 375 for 20 to 30 minutes. And while they're cooking, go ahead and start to boil your water for your spaghetti and go ahead and start cooking your pasta. It takes about 9 minutes to cook. Heat your sauce and go ahead and saute your vegetables. All you need is a skillet and about, well, just a little bit of cooking spray, about 2 bell peppers, and I'd say 2 zucchini and an 8-ounce carton of mushrooms, and that'll get you your 4 servings. Okay, so while all that's cooking and getting started, I've already prepared some, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what that looks like. Now, the portion size today sometimes gets a little out of control. So what I've done here is prepared a plate that kind of shows what portions somebody should have, the suggestion. So about half your plate should be fruits and vegetables today. Obviously, we're gonna do vegetables. A quarter meat and a quarter of your carbohydrate. So let's go ahead and put our food on here. This is the zucchini, pepper, garlic, mushroom. See, it takes up about half the plate. We're gonna have our pasta, which is only about 2 ounces of pasta, but notice how well it fills up the plate. Our 4 meatballs. And of course our sauce. To make it look a little nicer, you can add some parsley flakes on the top too. But you can see, whoops, lots of parsley flakes. Okay, but you can see how that all evens out per each section. Now, of course, you don't need to leave it sectioned off like this. You can mix it up. That's what I'd rather do. But it kind of gives you an idea of the portion size and how to control that. So that's the recipe for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've learned a little bit about portion sizes, about getting more fiber in your diet, adding fruits and vegetables, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks.